All right, let's jump right in. We're talking about a massive $350 billion industry that is in the middle of a complete and total shakeup. In this explainer, we're going to break down how artificial intelligence is revolutionizing corporate training as we know it.
I mean, come on. We've all been there, right? You get pulled away from your actual job for some mandatory training, you're clicking through slides, and you just have that sinking feeling that none of it applies to what you actually do every day. It's so frustrating. And if you're nodding along right now, well, it's because that feeling is pretty much universal. The way we've traditionally done corporate training has a massive, fundamental flaw. And it's not just a feeling. The data proves it. Okay, get a load of this number. 12%. That is the tiny, tiny fraction of employees who say they actually use the skills they learn in corporate training back on the job. Let that sink in for a second. That means if you have 8 people in a training session, 7 of them are walking out with information they will probably never use. You know, this isn't just about wasting a few hours. It's a colossal, billion-dollar problem. And to really understand why this revolution is happening, you first have to get your head around the insane scale of this inefficiency. The global market for corporate training is worth over $350 billion. I mean, just think about that. We are pouring hundreds of billions of dollars into a system that, for the most part, just doesn't work. And the problem really breaks down into 4 big issues. You've got totally irrelevant content that doesn't match what people do, which, of course, leads to a massive engagement crisis. People just tune out. At the same time, this huge skills gap is getting wider, with about 75% of employers saying they can't find the right talent. And the kicker? Most companies can't even tell you if their training is delivering any real return on investment. Okay, so that's the bad news. But what if you could fix all of that? Well, this is where the story gets really good, because a new wave of technology is stepping in to solve these exact problems. And this is it, AI-powered corporate learning. The concept is actually pretty simple, but it is absolutely revolutionary. Instead of that old one-size-fits-all approach, AI looks at each person, their unique skill gaps, how they're performing, even how they learn best, and it builds a training experience just for them. So, this is a fundamental shift, right? We're moving away from those generic modules that everybody has to suffer through and moving toward these dynamic, individual learning journeys that give an employee exactly what they need right when they need it.
Okay, so that sounds great, but how does AI actually pull this off? Let's get into the mechanics, because this isn't magic. It's a really smart, structured approach to helping people grow.
Industry analyst Josh Bersin has a great framework for this. He breaks it down into 4 pillars. 1, AI can generate custom content in hours, not months. 2, as we saw, it personalizes the learning path for everyone. 3, it provides what he calls skills intelligence. It can spot skill gaps before they become a big problem. And 4, it creates knowledge tools that can answer questions on demand, sometimes replacing the need for a formal course entirely. I mean, when you put the 2 approaches side by side, the difference is just night and day. The old way was all guesswork, right? You were reacting to problems. The AI approach uses predictive analytics to be proactive. You're moving from these rigid, role-based training plans to flexible paths built around an individual's actual needs. And this isn't just some theory either. This is happening in the real world. Check out this example. A government health agency managed to cut its training time by a staggering 40%. They did it with an AI platform that adapted in real time to give people only the most relevant, up-to-date information. That's a huge impact.
So we've seen how it works. Now for the part that really gets every business leader's attention, the results. Let's look at the hard data, because the numbers here, they tell an amazing story.
First of all, the market is betting big on this. The AI in education sector is projected to absolutely explode, from just under $6 billion today to over $32 billion by 2030. That's not a trend, that's a total transformation.
And why is it growing so fast? Well, because it works. With old-school methods, employees retain maybe 8 to 10% of what they're taught. With AI-powered learning, that number skyrockets to between 25 and 60%. The knowledge actually sticks.
Let's talk about the return on investment, the ROI. IBM found that for every single dollar they spent on e-learning, they got $30 back in productivity, a 30-to-1 return. That is just incredible, and it shows that smarter training makes for a much more effective workforce. And it makes people more efficient, too. Because the learning paths are tailored just for you, AI has been shown to boost learning efficiency by 57%. People spend less time in training and more time actually applying their new skills.
So, the case for AI is crystal clear.
And the data is all there to back it up. The question is no longer why we should do this, but how. So let's walk through a simple, actionable plan for any organization that's ready to lead the way.
Here's a simple 4-step roadmap. First, don't try to do everything at once. Start small with a pilot program, but have a big vision. Second, and this is crucial, focus on a clear business outcome, like improving sales or productivity. Third, you have to invest in change management to get your team on board. And fourth, don't be afraid to partner with experts who can help guide you.
And here's the best part about getting your team on board. This is exactly what they've been asking for. Over 90% of employees want training that's easy, personalized, and engaging. AI delivers on all three. So this isn't some top-down mandate they'll resist. It's a win-win for everyone.
So here's the bottom line. This transformation is already well underway. The technology is here, the results are proven, and the momentum is undeniable. The only real question left is, where does your organization want to be? Will you be leading the charge, or will you be struggling to catch up?